Matt, sweetie, you have a question? Hi, Matt.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
First of all, it's an honor, it's a pleasure to speak with you. I've read your books, Loving What Is, and The Mindfulness of Itself, and I can relate to that feeling of how you kind of felt in your 40s. My question for you is, I have filled out numerous Judge Your Neighbor worksheets and have done the work with my mindfulness teacher, but when I question the beliefs, I can mentally go through it and I can say, right, like I'm not resentful at this person for this, I'm resentful at me, or could be any reason, but I don't feel it in my body. My body is small in the sense of that fight or flight response. So how long does it take doing the work before your body starts going wrong with your body?
Well, your ego's job is to override any work you do. So, it's a practice in stillness. It's a daily practice until eventually it really becomes the apparatus in your head that's built in because you allowed it to build. And like if I think the thought, oh, they don't care about me, I experience it with an invisible question mark. It's like he doesn't care about me, they don't care about me, and the emotional alerts me to, and that question mark makes sense. So you see the difference between believing it and being open to what you're thinking and believing, what the ego offers up. So I'm not trying to change my world. I am questioning my world. And peace with that just is a kind of built-in perk. When it comes to being at home in yourself. It's like there's something wrong with the world. Did you see my physical? And what is bringing that on? Oh, there's something wrong in the world. What's bringing that on? I saw an image in my head of a world in chaos. Now, the words and the image in my head and the emotional show me I need a little question mark there. So I move my thoughts from my head to paper and I question it. And I don't question it to win or to lose. I really want to know the truth, or I'm not going to waste my time with pretending to do the work. That's why I call it the work. Identity shifts and the ego, wow. The only way it'll stand still for it is it has a right to life when you look at how do I react? What happens when I believe the thought? You see how I'm involving the ego. We're not at war. It's being invited. And who would I be without it? And the ego, ooh, I know. And so you just get really still and allow it to be.
Feeling that can be kind of healed with this practice of kind of opening to the questions. Would that generally be correct?
Say it again. Your sound is there's some distortion there.
What I'm hearing is this disconnect between what my mind is thinking, what the ego is spinning, and what the body is feeling somatically. that gap can be kind of healed with an opening through this questioning.
Oh my goodness, yes. Oh my goodness, yes. Oh, like if I think at night I hear someone trying to get through my door or window, let's say, and it's dark outside, and I hear that, and I don't know if there's someone out there. I don't know. But an unquestioned mind will see an image, or a questioned mind even, will see an image of someone standing outside the window. You'll see that image in your head, someone trying to break in, whether it's true or not. You see that image. Now, what is the cause of your fear? Someone trying to break in, or the image in your head? What is causing your emotional? That image and what you're believing as a partnership in how the ego appears to survive as physical. So any of you, anytime you're fearful, just notice, what are you thinking and believing? And that is not the story of now or before or later. That is the cause of your suffering or your delight now. So, and knowing that is it's not enough, Matt. I have to deal, or I go to sleep every night with a phony, and I wonder what's the matter with me. You know, it's this. It's nothing more or less than my ego attempting to be this physical apparent I. And it is concerned with one thing: safety. Because the ego can't afford to sleep. When you wake up in the morning, your first thought is I'm asleep. I mean, I'm awake. I'm late for work. But who are we when we're sleeping and we're not dreaming? You know, who am I? Who am I? And all of you, that's not terrifying. There's no I to be terrified of. No ego, no world, no I. And so I find that just incredibly exciting, the power of a state of mind that we've been given, you know, this paradise, this world where there's all these options, all these beautiful options. But the ego would see one of those options as, yeah, but they have more. You know, and this thing I've got, it's just less.
I appreciate it. So it's just opening, getting it on paper, doing the work.
Oh boy, are you onto something beautiful. And hold on, because it's a ride and it's a big ask of oneself. It's a big ask because this threatens identity. And the ego's not gonna. But if you love the ego, if you see it as a terrified child, just terrified of death, the death of I am object. If you see it as just a child, a terrified child, and you can see the work as love-making, not is it true? Can you? It's not like that. It's a gentle, soft love affair with the self. Just respecting the ego's fear and terror of waking up to not I. Not I. So to be gentle and Yeah, just, and the ego becomes, it's like that you imagine you to be becomes so open to the ego that the ego understands you're not trying to kill it, that you're working with it, you're inviting it to speak out. How do I react when I think the thought? That's inviting the ego to say it all. And who would you be without it? And my point being, it is so beautiful at that point. It literally finds a home in your heart. That's love. That's love. Where the ego is welcome and we're not at war with it. Rather, we are curious about it. And that's what this work is. It's people want to know where they came from. Well, every morning when you wake up, it's like, I am awake, I'm late for work. Well, that's who you are. You're the one that thinks you're late for work, and, believing has just identified you. But we can still go to work on, I'm just passing on my experience. We can still show up. Even with energy, a newfound energy, we can still show up delightedly, as opposed to, waking up into hell. Yeah. Some of us, not all of us, waking up into hell, but some of us are so depressed we can't even get out of bed. And then some of us, we carry on bravely and just burn out. This work is preventive medicine. It's a way of waking up to reality and living out of your heart. Heart-led. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The work is a flow. It's a flow. It's a gentle process. It's an exercise in stillness. It's a meditative process. FM. Hi, FM.
Hi, Katie.
Hi, so you have a worksheet prepared?
I do.
Okay, so read number 1 and what is the situation?
Last week I discovered that my husband has some dating apps on his phone, and I asked him about it. And he says that it's nothing, it has been nothing, but I don't believe him. And so I am scared with him because he lied to me.
And where was the lie? He said it was nothing. He says it's nothing. He lied to you. Is it true? But those of you new to the work, this is an exercise in stillness. It's a yes or a no. And the question again is, he lied to you when he says it's nothing.
Well,
is it true?
He said it's nothing, and he's, well, there were a few facts that he told me about that I know were not true. Like, in our conversation, I discovered that some of the things that he's been saying are just not true. So
he lied to you.
Yes.
He said it's nothing. He lied to you. Is it true?
Yes.
And how do you react? Witness in your mind's eye how you react when you think the thought, he lied to me. He says it's nothing. He's lying to me. How do you react? Notice the images in your head.
I see a lot of disturbing images.
Yes, you do.
I have a lot of scary images of betrayal.
Yeah.
And adultery. And I'm terrified. And I want to punish him.
Because you see images of the future where you're alone.
Yes.
Unable to support yourself.
I see images of the future where he is having a lot of fun. And I'm burnt out, having dedicated my life to him.
Yes.
And my children.
Yes. Yeah. So when you see those images in your head, how do you treat him when you think the thought, he lied to me? He's all the sexual energy running in him on phone, online, and you have these images in your head of him in that regard, and of you just burned out.
Yeah.
Uninteresting.
Yes. Old and interesting and fat and attractive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so be there now in that situation where he's saying it's nothing. So you're seeing clearly those images of the future you just described to us. Now, who would you be without the thought, without the images in your head, present when he says it's nothing, and you have the thought, he lied to me? Notice how you react, what you say, what you do, your body language. All those ego images, past and future, flying through your head, intoxicating. You're under their spell.
Yeah, without the thought.
You all understand, without the thought, those images don't happen.
Yeah, all I see is just him.
See him.
I think he's just protecting himself and me.
Look at him protecting you.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels to me like he is just, he doesn't know what's going on with him.
I'm
So,
scared.
yeah.
What do you see? You just saw something else.
Yeah, just this kind of like just a man who doesn't know what's going on and who's trying to protect those around him, his kids, his wife. And he knows me. He knows that I can lose my lid. So he's careful.
Yeah. I'm scared. He lied to me. How would you turn that around? I'm not scared. Just without the thought, he lied to me. Listen to him. And you've just described it. And look at him.
Yeah, so I'm turning it around to, I'm not scared he lied to me?
I'm not scared. He's telling me the truth.
I'm not scared he's telling me the truth?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
God.
listen to his words again. And consider he's telling you the truth. Everything you just shared with us that he said.
Oh, I see. Like, he's telling me the truth as in he's protecting me from the truth. So he's just giving me the amount of truth that I can handle.
Or he's giving you the whole truth, for all you know. You can't know another person's.
He didn't lie to me. Yeah, maybe he just doesn't know. He has no clue what's going on. So he doesn't even know the truth. It's possible that he's just telling whatever he knows, and everything else is just...
Wow.
He could be just blind to himself, like just how...
He's so worried about you and the consequences that he's just spinning out whatever he can to...
Yeah.
Knowing you. He's doing everything he can to... What, protect you?
Yeah, protect me, protect the kids. And he's basically telling me the truth that he it's like he wants to separate that part of him from the husband, from the father.
Wow. 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 I don't mean any disrespect here, but what a gift you're in a position to give him. And I don't mean encourage him or anything. It's just in that situation. And notice how he's staring you, knowing you. Where's he going to go?
Well, I don't know what you mean by that.
Well, to protect you. Meaning sexually.
I'm not sure I understand.
Well, it could be he doesn't see that you turn on that easily. That you're that.
Yes.
That.
That's sexual. Yes.
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 And so rather than push and push and push.
Yes. You're right. I get that. Yeah. Rather than push and push and push, why not just let me?
He's supporting you.
Taking care of me.
That support of himself.
Yes. Yes. That rings really true.
He lied to me. He turned around. He's telling me the truth in that situation.
Yeah, he's telling me the truth. He's basically showing me who he's dealing with as his wife. The person that he doesn't want to hurt.
and a wife he respects and protects.
Yeah.
You know, we live in a whole new world for some of us. You know, this world of anything you want is out there on your phone.
Yes.
You just walk around with all these options.
Yes. That's what I've discovered. Anything is available anytime.
Let's look at 2. He lied to me. He told me the truth. Now, in that situation on number 2, what do you want? What do you want him to think, say, feel, or do?
I want him to tell me the truth. I want him to tell me he's sorry. I want him to admit he has a problem. I want him to want to be in this relationship, and I want him to stop hurting me.
He's hurting you.
Yeah.
In that situation, is it true that he is hurting you? In that situation where he's saying it's nothing.
No.
And to notice, witness in your mind's eye how you react, what you say and do, your attitude toward him. When you think the thought, I want him to tell me the truth. And
yeah, I'm becoming very punishing and cold and distant, and
so
I've become so suspicious.
Cold and distant, suspicious, not sexy.
No. Cold, distant, vindictive, I don't know what you call it, cynical, bitter. Yeah, not sexy. Pretty ugly.
Yeah, the opposite of what he might find out there.
That is, yeah.
Yeah, and some of the women he's talking to could be in their, you know, they could weigh like 800 pounds and have a sexy voice. I mean, you know, what's going on in your head is not that. It's like you don't know.
Oh. Well, yes. I don't.
But notice how you react when you think the thought, I want him to tell me the truth. Notice in your mind's eye what those women look like. And
yeah. Yeah, they're very eager. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But notice the difference between reality and imagination. You have no idea who these women are or what they have to do for money to feed their children. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I want him to tell me the truth and tell me he's sorry, turned around. I want me to tell him the truth and tell him that I'm sorry. Try that turn around. I want me to tell him the truth.
I want me to tell him the truth.
And to tell him I'm sorry.
Well, I don't know, like, what truth?
Well, do you love him?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, there's a truth.
Okay, yeah.
And did you shame him? Punish him?
Yes.
Well, there's a truth. I want me to tell
Yes.
me the truth and to tell him the truth. And to tell both of us, me and him, that I'm sorry.
Yes. That I expected him to change so that I could be happy. That I loved him, or that I took care of him with the motive that he would love me. That's the truth I want me to tell him, that I mothered him. I took care of him. I put myself last so that he would love me more. And that I'm sorry that I've neglected myself to the point where I'm bitter, cold, distant.
And I want me to tell him the truth. And tell him that I'm sorry, that I punished him when he told me, you know, what he was doing, and that you were scared and you lied to him, and you lied to yourself about him in that situation. All you know of those women he was talking to is the way you see them in your mind's eye, the ego's pictures of who they are, and that is not them. You see those images and they're always sexier, they're always prettier, they're always younger, they're always whatever it is. You can apologize to yourself with that. You know, that's a trance.
Yeah, I can see how I was comparing myself to these women that I imagined to be more beautiful, more like younger, more attractive, more sexy, more willing. That's how I lied to me. And I lied to me that that's the kind of guy that he is. I imagined him being with these people, and I don't know if that's...
You know, he was talking to them on the phone, and you were on your own call with them, you know, listening in. And that's all just fiction in your head. That's not them, that's not him, and that's not you.
I'm trying to follow you. Yeah, I think you're right.
When you imagine him on the phone with those women, you imagine who he is, you imagine who they are, you imagine who you are, and you're at the bottom of that pile.
Yes. Yes.
That's pure ego. That's not your husband doing that. That's ego's play.
Yeah.
Your husband was online with those women, and he's sharing it with you. Because you asked.
Yes.
In that situation, take it in, turn it around. I want me to tell me the truth.
Yeah, I want me to tell me the truth.
And to tell me I'm sorry.
And to tell me that I'm sorry for doing that to me.
Yeah.
And doing it that to him.
Yes.
That
your imagination has just run away with you, and you said things and did things that are up for apology.
Yes.
Yeah. I want me to admit to him that I have a problem with that. I'm just coming from your words. Those of you who don't have the worksheet in front of you, you don't have FM's worksheet. I need to admit to me and to him that I have a problem, a jealousy problem, a low self-esteem problem.
Yes.
And that I want to be in this relationship with him and to stop hurting him. And that you want to be in a better relationship with yourself and to stop hurting you in his name.
Oh my God. Yes.
These things go on whether we approve of it or not. There's stuff going on the internet. We have no control over the people we're closest to.
Yeah.
The one we are closest to, however, is ourself. But when you're mentally on a phone call with him, and in your mind's eye he's in bed with them, then that's on you, not him. And how do you take care of it? You go, oh, wow, that was a good one. Because, the ego's you're going to see that in your mind's eye, and it's like, that's not him, that's not her, that's not a phone call, that's not real, that is fantasy. That's ego work. When you see that again, I want me to stop hurting me. When those images pop up, get real. That is not him, that is not a her.
Yes.
That is in
my imagination. Yes. Yeah, and I want me to say I'm sorry how to me, like how I
what you put you through.
Yeah. I continued to look for love outside of myself, and like this insecurity that you mentioned is like that I need somebody else's love for me to justify that I love myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If no one loves me, am I unlovable? I look to myself for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, these worksheets sure show it up, sweetie.
Yeah.
Let's look at 3 in that situation. To get what you want from him, what advice would you offer him?
He should see my beauty. He should see that I deserve respect. He should see that he is innocent. And he should see that this can be overcome.
Recording in progress.
If you're there in that situation where you are where he says it's nothing, and notice how you react. Beauty.
Recording in progress.
No. I'm pretty ugly.
And notice how you treat him when you think the thought he should see my beauty.
I treat him like he's ugly.
And you have a picture of you comparing yourself with women you've never met, and you're coming out the loser.
Bottom.
Bottom.
I'm coming out a loser. Yeah.
Be there with him without the thought he should see my beauty, and listen to him. Listen to him. You may hear things when you get still and listen to him that you heard but you didn't hear. I should see his beauty.
Yeah, I should see his beauty when he's telling me. Like he was saying that this is like, it's not simple. This was like something that happened over time and he didn't understand, and some of those decisions don't make sense now, and yeah, so I should see his beauty as in like he's trying to work through it by himself.
His sexuality, he's sparing you, and in the meantime, his testosterone's still running.
Yes.
And his is, he's not going out there. I'm not hearing any of that. He's on the phone at home.
Yeah, I don't know that, but yeah.
He should see my beauty. Be there now when he's saying it's nothing. He should see my beauty and live this turnaround. I should see my beauty.
Yeah, I should see my beauty.
So listen to his words as you live out of, I should see my beauty.
Yeah, and I see how I should see my beauty. I'm willing to listen. I'm
There you are.
willing to understand. I want, like I said to him, I want honesty. I want intimacy in like not physical ways, but like
so this turnaround allows you to live what you want him to live.
yes.
But if you can't do it, how can you expect him to?
Yeah.
I should see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and how dedicated I am, and how much I'm willing to make it work.
Yeah. Now he's saying it's nothing. So be there now. I should see his beauty. So look at him. Look at the look on his face. He's been caught. Look at him. His words to you. How hard he's trying to make it right with you.
Yeah, he's really, he's right, like he's thinking a lot about like what he can.
And the penalties were great enough that he doesn't want to, I'm certainly guessing, but he doesn't want to push you to.
Well, he doesn't want to hurt me.
There.
I know that. Yeah. He doesn't want to hurt. He doesn't want it to be a painful experience. Yes.
He should see that this can be overcome, turned around. I should see that this.
Yeah, I should see that this can be overcome. I should see that words, all these words that have been spoken, like they don't have to mean anything. And that I don't have to make a decision about our future. I don't have to.
No, you can just begin a whole of the marriage. Your children don't need you in that way anymore.
Yeah, and that this is, that this is a problem that may not even need a solution other than just attention and awareness.
Yeah, and you may be someone that you haven't even met yet.
Yes,
It's really it's so exciting. I've done my work.
Well, Katie, one of the things I've noticed in questioning my thoughts about this so far is I am beautiful. I'm a beautiful human. I'm good. And I don't think I actually ever knew that. So
I think you're catching up with your husband. Well, it's like you have cost you your sexuality and you're threatening his. And he went to the last place available without hurting you. In his best attempt not to hurt you. But when you just shut your sexuality off and expect it of him, he has done really well not to hurt you up to now. And to keep the marriage.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
It's like I understand what's been happening for years.
Yeah. And oh boy, it's never too late to jump into your sexuality. Could be you've never really given it a chance.
Yeah.
And you've had all kinds of excuses, legitimate ones, but
yeah,
it'd be time to start over. Let's look at 4.
I need him to ask for my forgiveness. I need him to change his way. I need him to show up in the relationship and commit to me. I'm embarrassed that I'm saying this.
Yeah, because you're so much wiser, so much more aware. So, sweetie, just take a deep breath. Be there now. In that situation, I need me to ask for his forgiveness. And to let him know that you're very open to exploring your sexuality again with him, if it's true and when you're ready.
Yeah, I need me to ask for his forgiveness, my own forgiveness, and his forgiveness, and I need to change my ways and
show up in the relationship and commit to yourself.
Yeah, like
try on you as a sensual, feminine presence, open to your sexuality.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean you are, but so far you're guessing.
Guessing?
You're guessing. Be in physical relationship with your husband. You know, it's been what, a decade. And to be open to that, you know, to be happy, I need me to ask for his forgiveness and my forgiveness, and to change my way. Just enough to try it out, to see with an open mind what it is to die within an orgasm.
Yeah.
Should it happen.
Yeah.
And to show up in the relationship and commit to yourself to explore sexuality with your husband.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so identified as, I don't know, this is bleeding. I'm so identified as a martyr, self-sacrificing for kids or husband, that...
Oh, that's a hard role.
Yeah, so I want me to commit to myself and not use other people. Not use my kids, not use him. But
as a way to take, you know, that's the easy road for you. Even though, you know, your personality would say, oh, it's a drudgery, I'm too tired, all of that as the kids were growing up.
Yeah.
To show up in the relationship and commit to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it could be just that one experience, just that one honest giving over of yourself and your emotional.
Yeah.
Just to be who you are without the thought of where his hand is gonna go next. Just to be present. Open-minded, curious. And allow your emotions to be what they are.
Yeah.
And to know the only fearful place is, let's say he's touching you, the only fearful place is going to be what you fear he's going to do next, not what he's doing.
Yes. Yes.
And what I'm so impressed with is I haven't heard one little peep out of you that would lead me to even have an idea that he would reject the idea.
Oh, he might, but I don't know.
I certainly didn't get from you that he wouldn't be open to it. You could let him know you're really scared if that's true. And that can be really scary.
Yeah.
It's a surrender.
Yeah. I really see that.
And the experience following that surrender is it's an amazing world. The don't know world. I should show up in that relationship.
Yeah.
And commit
Yeah.
to him. Commit to him, not to stop his hands or his mouth or nothing about him, not to restrict him. And just ask him to be gentle, that you're a little frightened after all these years.
Yeah. You seem a lot more optimistic than me.
Well, you obviously have an open mind, or you wouldn't still be sitting in this inquiry. And that open mind, wow. It takes lovemaking to a whole other level. At every level. Okay, sweetie. To be happy, you need him to ask for your forgiveness. Is it true?
No.
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 No, because you have an understanding now. And through all of it, he stayed with you. And he found a way of doing that.
Yeah.
And turned around. To be happy, I need me.
To be happy, I need me to ask.
For my.
I need to ask for my forgiveness. That was, for me to see that I did the best I could.
And it's never too late.
Yeah. And that it's never too late. Everything is, it's possible to overcome things like that, even that. And also, like,
If you're going to experiment, it may not be something for you to overcome. Maybe it's something for you to surrender to with a very open mind. And with that open mind, you have no idea where your hands are going to go, or you have no idea. And that's what makes sex so beautiful.
Yeah.
Going into
where
you're out of control. The potential of out of controlness.
Yes.
That is.
Yeah, I also see what you're seeing, or what you're suggesting here, is that this forgiveness that forgiving myself that I was playing a role sexually up until now, like in my adult life. I don't think I actually ever really had sex. It was always pleasing, or it was not for me. So I want me to ask for my forgiveness to have left me and become needy with my partner and ask for his forgiveness, to put so much on him to make me happy, to make me feel like I'm lovable, worthy. That's a lot of pressure. Yeah, so I need to change my way. So it's like I need to find a self-pleasing
Get
way.
courage. Wasn't courage, just just open your mind and allow him to show you.
Yeah. That's right. To surrender, just like you said.
I think you are on to something so beautiful.
Yeah. Yes.
That's love making. That goes beyond sex making. That's love making. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Surrender. And it's beautiful. You're with someone you can trust and that you love and care about. Let's look at 5.
He's shady. He's evasive. He's an addict. He's manipulative. He's a liar.
He's shady and evasive. In that situation, is it true? Where he says it's nothing.
No, he's so protective and gentle and very kind. He's trying to
have a life and protect you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's nice. What you're saying, have a life and protect you, like he's
a life.
That's how I know him. He likes to. He always says, like, there's no choice. Like, why can't you have both, or all of the options? So he's creative and
he's shady. Turned around. No, he was forthcoming.
He was forthcoming. Oh my God. Well, he did give me some background information. He told me more than I asked for.
Yeah, he was forthcoming. He was evasive. Turned around.
Am I turning it around to me or him?
He was honest.
Yeah, so he said it was nothing.
Well, it certainly wasn't enough for him to leave the marriage.
Well, not physically. So, like, I can see how he was not evasive. He was actually forthcoming. He was giving himself what he needed, and he was giving me this kind of space protection from the, what was happening with him and all of that. And I just saw something. It left, but yeah.
That guy taking care of himself until you caught up, until you could catch up with him, maybe.
Yeah, and I saw that he was feeling so much guilt and shame that he didn't want to expose me to that. So it wasn't that he was evading. He wasn't like he had left the relationship because as a rejection of me or as a rejection of the relationship. It was more in protection of the relationship.
His marriage, his fatherhood, his husbandhood,
Yes.
his wifing,
Yes.
respect for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's an addict.
Yeah.
And you mean
Oh,
sex addict. He's an addict. Is it true?
um, I know I am. So I see that everywhere. And in him as well. So no. It's me.
In that situation where he's saying it's nothing, he's manipulative. Is it true? In that conversation.
I don't. I no.
And just listen to his words. He didn't deny it.
No, he didn't deny it at all.
He discussed it with you.
He discussed it. He gave me more information than I knew was available. Yeah.
He's a liar. This is a big one. Is it true?
No.
What did you see?
I see how he's really just protecting the innocent. So, like, he's not lying to himself, and he's not saying he doesn't have any needs. So it's just he's giving himself what he needs.
And as soon as you found out, he didn't have a problem saying you're right. You know.
Well, yeah, when I found out and all of that, like he was so mad that I confronted him.
So look at him when he looks so mad. You see that in your mind's eye when you found out? Is he mad or is he frightened? Look at him.
No, he was terrified. He was terrified, and he kept saying, "What about the kids? And you're scaring the kids. You're being inappropriate." So he was really like I can see how he's
really telling the truth.
He's very concerned about being appropriate.
Liar. Turned around.
He's not. Yeah. He's telling the truth. And he's, like, when he was so mad, he was telling me things. That's when I heard, like, this has been going on for years. You've left the relationship, blah, blah, blah. That's when the truth actually came out. That's when I knew how he felt, how upset he was.
That's when you got a glimpse into his life as he was supporting you.
Yes.
Have energy for the kids and not to be distracted from your heart's desire, which seems to be raising your children. As parents, we do tend to put ourselves in the back seat, understandably. But we can do better. We can try.
Yeah.
So your kids are older now, and you're going to amazing. Take that inquiring mind into the bedroom with you. Let's look at 6.
I don't ever want to feel left in the dark by him.
I'm willing to
feel left in the dark by him. Yeah. So I stop relying on him for self-worth, for love.
I look forward to.
That frees me up
Wow.
to see my beauty.
Yeah, I look forward to feeling left in the dark by him. What about being left in the dark with him? Just throwing that one in as well.
Yeah, I look forward to being left in the dark with him.
In a most
To just not know. To not know myself. To not know him. For it to be a discovery. To not have control. To just let go of this controlling identity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look forward to feeling like I'm in the dark with him or by him. Like it's so free.
Honey, it is, and you get to know him. You get to see what he wants, who he is, how he is.
And I get to not be in charge. That's really what I want.
So let's, I don't ever want to feel left out in the dark by him. I'm willing to, and I look forward to.
I'm willing to, and I look forward to being left out in the dark by him. Yeah. Also, so I can find, it really feels to me like it's this freedom to find myself, to love myself, to see my beauty, and to just
And honey,
be so sensual with me.
He sounds like a husband that is more than willing to give you all of that.
Yeah. Yes. So
Willing to feel left out in the dark by him. Relax into that thing that you think those women have, but you don't.
yes, that's exactly it. That's where my mind just went. That the capacity to love and to unconditionally and to accept. His needs.
His needs, you may find, are yours as well. That takes a very open mind. Doesn't mean it's so, but it means you're very open to.
Yes.
Be the case. Well, honey, thank you for your courage.
Katie, thank you for this work. Thank you for holding me here. I'm grateful.
You know, I learned so much about your husband. He's that guy. When it comes to you, he's in. He's in. When it comes to fathering, he's in. He's husbanding, fathering, loving, caring, protecting, and having some piece of life for himself. And you have yours. And I love that the two of you would bring it on home. Okay, sweetie, let's get some feedback from the community. My goodness, Corinne, honey, your takeaway.
Well, it was interesting because at the very beginning, when FM started talking, and you started responding, I was like, I was an ego for her. I was like, a very natural reaction. She needs to cut and run. He has done her wrong.
Yeah. Yep, that's the world's way.
And it's a black and white. It's an all or nothing. And if they're to blame, then I must be blameless, because there are only two sides to that coin. And I learned a great deal of how we shortchange ourselves. Because in this conversation, she freed herself. And whether or not long term that relationship continues or not, it doesn't matter. That's future thinking. But what does matter is she is now out of her ego to be able to work on herself, to truly see her needs. And if that decision were to be made down the road, that isn't a match and that's not workable, she's then free to not be depressed, not think it is, she becomes, she's freed from the hostage of her mind in that situation. So if you weren't saying she needed to stay or she needed to go, but I was in there. I wanted her to not be hurt. I was her ego for her. And I learned so much by her bravery and her courage to sit in it. To sit in it and to own the cure for herself. And I admire her, and I think anybody on this call today learned a great deal about how the ego can trick us into not growing and learning and finding our own love of ourselves. It wants to do that job for us, and it's not great at it. And so I'm thankful, especially to FM, and I want her to know that she's beautiful, and she's courageous, and she's loving, and she's worthy. And she can surrender, and she will be just fine. Yeah. Thank you.
Honey, thank you. Boy, you are not alone, and and just everything I heard you say. My goodness. Deva. Hi, Deva.
Hi.
Hi.
I have a question, but it doesn't relate to the conversation. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. I was listening to a conversation that you had on the internet yesterday, and you were sharing with somebody who felt bad about themselves for saying something wrong and felt guilty and like they were a bad person. And you said, well, you know, you really, like, you didn't even mean to say that. How could you be a bad person? And you were really working with that aspect of them.
It's like, can we stop the thoughts from coming? No, they're not all planned.
Right.
His job is to, you know, set that groove, come in beyond what you can stop for sure, and then to keep that groove going, and then to pick up other grooves. So we're just oh my goodness, identified that we're stuck in it.
The question that came up for me is, as one example of some things that I'm moving through right now or working on, is that something occurred where I noticed that I accidentally lied. So it was a fearful reaction. I've done it a few times. I have a very clear moral standard of not lying because it's a part of my life.
The ego just shoots something out there, and
it just shoots it out. I'm afraid, and then I feel scared, and then it comes out.
Then we act like we did it, but you know, it came out of our mouth. It wasn't. It just, you know, of its own volition.
Yeah.
And we, in this world, we still own it. But to be asleep to, you know, did I do that? Yes, I said it. Yes, I did. But did I do it?
Yeah.
And then if I planned it, yeah, I did it. But if it just shot on out there, you know, I would really consider not the doer, even though, yes, it was my mouth. Yes, it came. Yeah. But no denial in what I just, you know, just real deal. Yeah,
I went back. I was thinking, okay, I really need to make right on these things. I need to address the fear of what I was feeling that created that lie, which I had been working on and had done very successfully up to that point with that person. So I went back and I told him, hey, I lied the other day. And he said, what was it? I said, honestly, I really don't remember. I was trying to remember this morning and I can't. But it was inconsequential. I just changed the truth enough because I thought you were going to be angry.
Yeah.
And then he said, I can understand. I go through the 12 steps and I'm in recovery. And so I can relate to that, taking inventory. And he said, and I'm on an ADHD medication, and I can't help it when I'm angry, and it just comes out. And I said, oh, that's really great to know. And then after...
You both have that in common in different scenarios. Yeah, just popping on out there, addicted to it. The ego, the ultimate addiction is the ego.
Mm-hmm. But then I felt like, so I guess my question is specifically around, you know, should I go and try to fix those mistakes? Because I've been trying to work through.
You know, sweetheart, the way I would answer that is yes. Yes, it came out of your mouth. In this world, you understand that it just popped on out, nothing you planned. At the same time, yes, go back, admit it, apologize, make it right where you can, go on with your life.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because that's in the world stuff, you know, because otherwise it's like a lie came out of my mouth, but I didn't really do it. I didn't plan it. That's crazy making.
Yeah.
And it's the opposite of an honest admission.
Yeah.
I lied.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
But you understand you had no choice, and so
Yeah.
the exercise of understanding you had no choice in that situation, and the understanding that admitting it, apologizing and making it right, keeps you on that path of sobriety. And sobriety for me is sanity.
Nice.
Absence of crazy making. The ego is the intoxicator. It'll think, let's say the addiction is alcohol, and something happens, and he hurt me, or she this, or they that, and then the ego just does its thing around there until you see that thing in your mind's eye. You are addicted to and abstaining from. And you see it in your mind's eye, and you've heard me think the do around the lemon. Lemon. Okay, so you see, if it's alcohol, for example, you see the alcohol, and you experience it like a lemon. You've already had your first drink. It's in you. It is chemically the thing that like a lemon produces that thing. It's the same with the drugs, the alcohol, whatever we're addicted to.
The only reason that I doubted it, because obviously I did it with a good intention and the right intention for me. The only reason that I doubted it is because I've been working with the concept of narcissism and my experience with that and gaslighting. And I know that he has that type of personality, and my fear was, I gave him too much information, and now I'm going to be vulnerable to his abuse. And so then it could be he'll tell someone the truth about you. You lied. So I guess that's where I do the worksheet from here. If I feel hurt by him,
worksheet on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, honey.
Thank you.
Good times and ego play, huh?
Thank you.
Oh gosh. Sarah, honey, your experience in FM's work.
I feel compelled to have to say thank you to her for this work. It was
so brave.
So brave and so clear. Like, she was able to be so present with herself and so gentle at the same time with both her and her husband. And it really touched me this morning. It was just truly an incredible gift that the both of you have left us with right before Christmas. A big dose to go with. Big dose. But I will listen to this again, because there was so much there, and just her ability to be so vulnerable and so clear. Yeah, it's if you've ever done this, it's not an easy thing.
No, to be that open.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ego says, be careful, be careful, be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you very, very much. I just felt compelled to have to say that to her. And thank you for allowing me this platform to do that. Merry Christmas to everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, dears. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy to spend this time with you before these holidays, even though we're in the holidays. And thanks to your contribution, my team and I, our plan is to be back here every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And I'm doing that New Year's mental cleanse, we still have a couple of spaces open in that second cleanse, the one following New Year's Day, I think it is. And I see. Next year I'll be at the mental cleanse, and we'll put something up for you for sure. Maybe it'll be some of the mental cleanse itself, I don't know. And but we'll be back January 6th for sure. And thank you, FM, for being our teacher today. Just amazing how forthcoming you were. Just that fearless self-inquiry. You know, the work doesn't work if your mind's not open to the questions. But if your minds are open to the questions, hold on, because you're about to meet the love of your life, and that would be you. Thank you all for something beautiful.
May the grace of God be with you always in your heart. May you know the truth inside you from the start. May you find the strength to know you are right, part of something beautiful. May the grace of God be with you always in your heart. May you know the truth inside you from the start. May you find the strength to know you are right, part of something beautiful. May the grace of God be with you always in your heart. May you know the truth inside you from the start. May you find the strength to know you are right, part of something beautiful. May the grace of God be with you always in your heart. May you know the truth inside you from the start. May you find the strength to know you are right, part of something beautiful. And I thought that I saw a light shine. I thought I saw a light shine. Yes, I thought that I saw a light shine. I think I see a light shine now. May the grace of God be with you always in your heart. May you know the truth inside you from the start. May you find the strength to know you are right, part of something beautiful. May the grace of God be with you always in your heart. May you know the truth inside you from the start. May you find the strength.
Rec-
我，绝对不可以对敌人有仁慈之心，每招发出必定全